Welcome to Jono MUFM, a channel for Football Manager saves. And by request of a friend of mine, I've decided to take on his favourite club of Newcastle. He's very upset about how they've started the new Premier League campaign as of August 2021. He asked me to see if I could do any better than Brucey Ball on Football Manager, so I thought I'd give it a go. This is the main club page, as you can see, in the English Premier League. Four Premier League titles once upon a time. Used to be a really good side in the late noughties, early 2000s. Couple of top four finishes, but it's really been a bit so-so since then. Couple of relegations and a very unhappy ownership, as you can see here, represented in the game. Uh, Mike, he wants to sell the club, and the fans want him to sell the club, but no Saudi money came in, so we're stuck with him for the moment. It probably will get sold sometime during the save, I'm not too sure, but we shall see what happens from there. So, to start with, the board's objectives, take a look. Do not sign players over the age of 28. Kind of a bit high anyway. I've lowered that down to 24 on my own personal goals. Using the club's youth system, we'll see. There's not too much inside the under 18s at the moment. This one here, sign players to sell for a profit, is the big goal here, which is something that Newcastle in real life really struggle to do. Mike Ashley does not tend to, he tends to, sign players. Sometimes they are in their mid-20s, but they end up on higher wages, and they never end up getting sold on for like a huge amount of money, and this then results in a lack of good squad turnover, like a star signings, unless you count Joel Linton as a star signing. I don't. So the goals of the club, they want us to finish mid-table, which I think is very doable. I would like to see myself in the top half of the table. The long-term goals become self-sustainable. That sort of ties into the don't sign players of age 28 or older, and to sign players to sell for a profit, which I think we can do. Newcastle's, it's a sort of a sleeping giant club, so we'll see where we go from here. I'll just go down to the transfer section and show my transfer history. Now, this is an updated database, so not all of these transfers were done by me, and that includes the Callum Wilson, Jamel Lewis. They were already in the squad because this is Football Manager 2021. So it's showing me the transfers from the previous season as well as some from this season because of the updated database that I've added to it. So the incomings from Alfredo Morelos down were done by myself. Got him for 19 million from Rangers, stuck that over 3 years as well, so managed to sign him to a nice 5-year deal. 19 million euros, very good signing. Probably will be able to sell him in about 2 seasons' time to another club for easy. Malang Sarr, just a great player to get in, on loan from Chelsea. Chelsea has loads of players that you can just loan, and it's just a good way to bulk up your squad depth. He is going to be a first-team starter in this team. Nathaniel Klein, bit injury prone, but he was on a free. Brought him in, not too bad wages. Might be able to sell him on, don't know. Probably won't, but needed more squad depth at right back anyway. Another great signing was Zambo Anguissa from Fulham. He's just an all-rounder. He's very physical. He's got good work rates, and he's going to provide a very good service as a Metzala in the tactic, which I will show you in a bit. Got in Benjamin Verbeek just to offer cover for Saint-Maximin, just because he's a little bit injury prone. So just wanted to make sure I had that right-footed left winger on the side. So to fund those moves, because I only started with 18 million euros in the transfer kitty, I had to sell a few players, including one player technically for a loss, which was Miguel Almiron. He was one of the players willing to leave. So him and Matt Ritchie were the only players willing to leave, but also had some value, and managed to get 22.5 million euros from Arsenal, which then was spent on Morelos, who I think is a better player in the long term, will probably make the club a lot more money in the long term. All the signings out of the club from Matt Ritchie down have been done since I started the save. Managed to get Joel Linton out. Really, really hard to move that. Had to pay for most of the wages myself, and just didn't want him in the squad. Wasn't going to play him. He's not a very good player. 11 finishing, 13 heading, 12 technique. He's not even that quick. There was no reason to keep him around, and I'm hoping that he can go and have a season in France and he can bugger off the following year. All right, enough of the transfers. We'll take a look at the tactics very quickly here. So it's a bit of an asymmetric one. It is a gegenpress, which is, common in the Football Manager 21 world. It just made sense. Made sure that Maximin has a lot of room to breathe here as an inside forward, lots of space to run into in the middle here. The midfield of Hayden and Anguissa, lots of hard working. Fraser, he's a decent winger, but I don't want him doing too much. I just want him running down that byline. He's got plenty of support here from Morelos and Wilson. So the overall goal here is just to make sure that there's no overrunning. Hayden is a ball-winning midfielder. He's not going to be getting up too far. Anguissa as a Metzala, he will play a little bit wider of the set, but he's still a central midfielder, almost in a sort of the way Paul Pogba plays for Manchester United in real life. And just the back here, the backline is just pretty solid, I think. Lascelles, Sarr, Lewis, Manquillo. None of them are really superstars, although Jamal Lewis has the potential, I think, to be a really good player for the future. Still quite young. I'm happy with that. Might be able to sell him on in the long run. And then obviously Callum Wilson, you know him, you love him. Newcastle, he's well on his way to being a Newcastle legend, as you will see. And that's a short explanation of the tactics. I might get into it a bit more in another video if people are interested, but sometimes people can be bored by that. So we'll go and take a look at the schedule so far. And so first game up was against Brighton, and wow, I didn't expect this. This is actually a brand new tactic that I've generated. It's not got a lot of instructions put into it. I've decided to keep it simple, but a nice 5-0 win, nice hat-trick from Wilson, played brilliantly. Just, looking at the stats, Brighton had the chances, but they never got a good XG, so not many shots on target, no clear-cut chances. We kept most of the possession, but it wasn't by much, but overall, played really well. Wilson, man of the match, easy. Then we had a Carabao Cup game against Morecambe. It's kind of a bit dull. Had to rotate the squad due to fatigue. Won in a penalty shootout, which was fine. Next game was Norwich at home. Alfredo Morelos scoring his very first Premier League goal for the club at St. James's Park. And it was a pretty comfortable win. As you can see, the XG similar, shots similar. We really played them off the park. Could have scored more goals, but didn't. But, 3 points in the bag. Continue on a happy way. Then, unfortunately, Carabao Cup being played midweek is really, really hard to deal with. Sometimes you just have to do a full squad rotation, which is exactly what I did. Bournemouth scored all their goals in the first 10 minutes. We got absolutely battered. 2 really bad mistakes from the centre-backs. Syrian Clark and Fernandez just were not up to scratch in that game. And I brought on some of the reinforcements later on, but they just couldn't save it. But I'm not fussed about the Carabao Cup. I plan to do I want to get an FA Cup run going, and I'll put more first-team players into that. Next game was a bit of a shocker, and sadly, we dominated Leicester everywhere except for the scorecard. Jamie Vardy, who is an absolute menace to centre-backs, kept on forcing mistakes from Lascelles and from Malang Sarr, and he scored a hat-trick. But if you look at down here, 20 shots, 6 on target. We were the dominant side, 59% possession. However, that's not how football works, and that one was back to the drawing board. Team wasn't very happy after losing that one, neither was I. But then we brought it right back in a beautiful game against Southampton. 5-1, and I'll just show you some of the goals now. Some of them were really good. Wilson hat-trick, just brilliant. Guy just can't stop scoring at the moment. Maybe we got a potential Golden Boot winner. Who knows? So yeah, that was a good one there. Just the play is very quick. The build-up is very quick. St. Maximin, first goal of the season for him. Brilliant. Anguissa just absolutely bossing it from the midfield. His long balls have been really, really good. He's finding a lot of space left by Saint Maximin on that left wing for him to move into, and it's causing all sorts of problems. So Morelos scoring again, and then the last goal scored by Southampton late on. Nothing really for them there. But anyway, that's the first 5 games of the Premier League season. Transfer windows is over now, so all squads are registered. There won't be any more transfers done, any more business until the January transfer window. I will be posting a video hopefully every couple of days on this. I'll try and play out a few between 5 and 10 fixtures, and I will show them important fixtures. It's been a good start to the season. Three wins from 4. Got to be happy about that. And with Leeds coming up next, hopefully get another win there before 2 big games in a row. Arsenal's not a big team anymore, I don't think. But Liverpool will be a hard one. Probably get battered there by Salah, knowing how the FM works. But we'll see. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me how you think the game will go with Leeds, Liverpool, Manchester United. If there's anything else you'd like to see on the save, let me know, and I will bring it up on the next video. Thank you.